you're right. That did go pretty long.
What's that? Yeah, the nut. It's a short cigar, but it really burns for a long time. I'm on my second acid though.
Do you
This
have
one
one
had
of those like little holder things?
I do not. It's a little poker, like a little needle.
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you.
All right. Well, as is routine on the podcast here, because it actually is a bourbon and cigar podcast as well, we like to do a bourbon review and a cigar review. So today we are doing the Fistful of Bourbon, and this is actually one that Cree brought to one of our bourbon nights here many months ago, and I'm like, you know what? I'd like to do a review of this. So I brought that one in, and then today here at Creekside Cigar Lounge in Belton, they do a Cigar of the Month challenge, and I am smoking the Acid Kuba Kuba.
Is that the only lounge within like a 50-mile radius?
No, there's some other ones around. There's one in Waco.
It's the best lounge in 50 miles.
It's my favorite so far. I mean,
Yeah.
but I've been to a couple of the other ones, and they're very fine establishments. I love spending my money there as well.
Okay.
This is a,
Closer.
for me, a proximity thing, and then the more I've come here, the more it's become a family type place. My office, I do work here.
Yeah.
I film a podcast here, so I just love coming here. And so they do a Cigar of the Month challenge. And they this month the Acid Kuba Kuba is on there, and so you know, since I'm talking about this right now, I'm going to go right to it. So no one else is smoking it, but this is my.
I smoked it.
Did you smoke it? What do you think of it?
I liked it.
Well, the first one I didn't notice it so much, but the second one had a real peppery taste right on the beginning, which I like. This is I want to give the whole spiel on this thing. This is, the Kuba Kuba. It's a medium-bodied blend, which I would say, because I did have a little bit of a buzz feeling going. But a little heavier, but delicious. Nicaraguan binder, long filler tobaccos, carefully grown on the Drew Estate farms, topped with a sleek, oily Ecuadorian Sumatra wrapper, which I would say that's probably right on. I think I really like it. So, that is it. So this review, I'm reading from someone else's review, just to kind of give me an idea, just so those watching and listening for you, Cree. The scent smells like a room just sprayed with potpourri. And so I was trying to get, it's not peppery, it is. To me, it is a potpourri, right? And it is a little bit sweet. What it does says it's a sweet taste on my lips, which I do like. I've noticed, it says here the first third of the smoke is grassy and pungently spicy. I don't know if I'm not as into the nuance as much as I probably should be. But second throat, dried fruit and leather, a little bit of cedar. I don't know if you know that much about it either, Cree.
No, you're schooling me on everything.
That's right. Well, this is funny. Yeah, exactly. Here it says an aroma that I would describe as almost being exactly like Old Spice cologne. I don't know if I want to equate my cigars with cologne.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I don't know if Old Spice is really cologne.
No, exactly. Well, they do make some of that. Anyway,
cologne.
this is grown from Drew Estate cigars.
Where's that?
Drew Estate? Mm-hmm. Well, that is a good question. I don't know a whole lot about Drew Estates. I know they are.
Should we Google it?
They are. Yeah, let's do it. They have a lot of cigars underneath their brand. They have a lot of good cigars. They carry them here at Creekside. This is my first time ever having an acid, and I've heard mixed reviews on acid cigars. But
How do you spell Drew?
Drew is Drew.
Drew Estates in Fort Worth.
It is. Well, there we go. So it's out of Texas. Well, there you go. We're supporting Texas.
Nice.
I would say I would recommend this cigar. It's about a $12 stick, so not cheap by any stretch, but it's a middle of the road price. I think anyone should take a flyer on it for $12. It's probably for me, since I'm a huge talker, it's probably an hour and a half, 2 hours smoke. If you're if you're just sitting back relaxing.
How long have we been going?
Well, this is my second one.
But how long have we been going?
Oh, a couple hours at least.
I mean, this thing's lasted the whole time.
Well, that's a nub. That's a different one I picked for you.
Yeah.
So you're smoking the Nub Connecticut.
Yeah.
And I was a big fan of those too. When I first saw it, I'm like, this thing is really small. It's going to be gone in no time, and that took me a couple hours to smoke that
Where
one.
do you like tightly wrapped?
Yes.
A lot of
Did you have a
cigar
good draw? This has been a good draw on this one. I've noticed when I've been smoking here,
Yeah.
and I pull a good pull on it, I can't see your face when I let the smoke out. So I'm like, all right, I like a good mouthful of smoke.
Yeah. It's always nice when it's not like so. I guess maybe it's based on the cut too. Like it's nice whenever you actually have a good inhale.
Yes.
Like not a inhale, but a pull.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you have like a mouthful of smoke to then release it.
Yes. I don't like when I'm done and it's just like, it's like I want to be able
A
to like,
wisp.
I want to be able to like,
Part the smoke.
yeah, exactly. Like, okay, I like
cut a
good
knife
mouthful
through
of
it?
smoke. Yes.
Yeah.
I like a good mouthful of smoke. So in this,
That's a good lesson in advertising is like do descriptive pictures like, you know, the smoke is so thick that you have to take a butter knife to cut it.
and that's it. See, I just had to look through the smoke to see you.
Yeah.
I
You
don't
need like
have
a
this.
windshield wiper.
Yeah, exactly. On my glasses, I probably should.
Yeah.
So overall, I would say this is I'd say this is 1.5 thumbs. I wouldn't give it a complete 2 thumbs up. Good price point. It has a little, if you like a little flavor on your cigar, on your lips, a little bit of a sweetness, I would recommend this one. It's got a peppery taste, which I did like a little bit. I said potpourri, but it's more peppery. Rex, what did you notice any notes on it when you were smoking it?
No, just enjoyed the cigar.
You just enjoy, what is enjoyable?
I did like the sweetness on the wrapper.
Yeah, so you noticed that as well?
Yeah, is that the acid to it or?
I don't, where that comes from. Like I said, I wish I could offer a little bit better, description of where that comes from. I just know if you like that, that sweetness on your lips, this is the right one to go for.
Yeah,
So,
it's always a nice touch.
anyway, they carry these down at Creekside. Great little cigar lounge here. If you want to get to know people, smoke some good cigars. They always have a Cigar of the Month challenge. All sorts of cool events going here.
When do you guys do the bourbon nights?
We have a bourbon night this coming week, which isn't going to matter much on this broadcast because it will have already happened before it gets
But
shown.
it's like once a month, right?
Yeah, they do a once a month bourbon night here. They always have cutting lights from some of their distributors.
Yeah.
Some of the cigars they carry. They just had one here for Hooten and Young. They have a lot of good cigars, very good selection. So, a lot of good cigars here. If you want to find a good cigar lounge if you're passing through the Central Texas area, or if you're a Central Texas native, come hang out at the Creekside Cigar Lounge. Great place to sit down and relax and meet people.
I think the thing I liked the most whenever I started hanging out here, that's where I met you actually.
That's
was,
right. We met at a small business bourbon night.
Well, I think
No, you were sitting like right there. We were
Yeah.
talking that night.
Well, I think the thing I like the most is that it's not pretentious, right?
No, gosh,
When
no.
I first was talking with Dwayne was like telling me about how back in the day they used to take the wrappers off because
Yes.
they didn't want, anybody to feel above or below anybody.
Isn't that a cool thing?
Yeah, and like I get the feeling like you can rub shoulders with millionaires here and not even know it. And same thing with like, Phantom Warrior Brewing Company. It's like you'll bump into millionaires and
Well, that's it. You start talking with them,
yeah.
and
No,
all of a
I
sudden,
was-
but you build some rapport with them, and all of a sudden you're
yeah,
like,
you're doing karaoke.
or
Last-
you're doing business.
Well, last
There's
week,
a lot of business deals
I was,
that happen
I
here.
was sitting at the table by myself, just like chilling after a day of work, and was just on my phone checking emails. And dude, just like waiting in line for a beer, and he's like, "You can be off your phone. You can be talking to people."
Wow.
And he started telling me about his businesses and how he owns like 7 businesses,
Yeah, yeah.
and one of them is laying fence posts in Killeen. He's like, "I go out and lay like 7 fences a week."
Wow.
I'm like, "What?" So-
Interesting business. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Oh yeah, fence posting.
Well, I know.
I mean, fences.
Yeah. I knew fences, but just yeah.
He does it all himself.
Oh, gotcha.
Like you'll bump into people like that here.
Oh, yes.
You'll bump into people that they're not.
They don't wear their money on their sleeve.
No,
You
they're
never-
not driving a Lamborghini.
No,
But they
probably
could.
could. Yes.
Cash if they wanted to.
Yep. That's what's
So-
fun. That's what's fun. And that, I guess I felt like that before. I feel like there's a stigma sometimes attached to the cigar lounge.
Or the golf course.
Yeah, exactly. Like only these people can. It's like no, anyone and everyone can and should come here and does. And so I don't feel like you should feel like you're left out or you wouldn't fit in. So
It's a great place to have a secondary education.
it is, and I have. I mean, I've had a secondary education today, just with you, and that's another reason why I want to host
didn't-
this with Rex.
You never even asked me about marketing.
Well, yeah, I don't. Well, I guess I didn't ask you what your other job was, and you can tell me why we we do the bourbon review. So what you just watched is only a portion of the interview. To keep watching, hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell to stay up to date and continue watching the videos in this segment. Peace.